Today we're looking at the top 10 most expensive items sold on the black market. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello Aluxers, thanks for joining us as we take a peek at the shady underworld of luxury items. The black market has existed for as long as there have been regulations on trade. Smuggling restricted items can be an extremely lucrative business if you don't get caught. Modern pirates and bootleggers run high-risk, high-reward operations, usually at the expense of any moral obligations. Whether it be trafficking of an endangered species or the smuggling of drugs, wherever there's a demand, there will always be those who are willing to put everything on the line for a big payout. It's estimated the black market is, in fact, the second richest economy on the planet after the United States of America. Trafficking illegal drugs alone is a business estimated to be worth upwards of $200 billion a year. Of course, when considering the price of things on the black market, all figures are the result of an educated guess. Since the practice is illegal, specific transactions are kept as secret as possible. So if you're ready, let's begin this countdown. But be warned, some of these items on the list are not for the faint of heart. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. Number 10. A Tibetan antelope scarf. $10,000. The Tibetan antelope, also known as the chiru, is renowned for the fascinating quality of its fur. Since being placed on the endangered list over a decade ago, the prices of shawls and scarves have skyrocketed on the black market. It's estimated that it takes about 10 murdered antelopes to make a single scarf, and people are willing to pay $10,000 for one. Like many other forms of illegal poaching, those profiting from these murders will hope that the chiru goes extinct because it will further increase the price of these scarves. Number 9. An elephant tusk. $180,000. Over the last 8 years, the price of elephant ivory has increased by 1,800%. This is mainly to do with how successful conservationists have been at catching and prosecuting poachers. Since less elephants are being killed, there's been a growing scarcity of ivory on the market, whilst the demand remains high. This creates a new problem for conservationists because poachers will take increasingly higher risks to attain more lucrative rewards. Ultimately, the demand for ivory must be curtailed in order to drive down its value on the black market. Number 8. A kidney. $262,000. Organs are the most pervasive items found on the black market in the last decade. With waiting lists stretching far beyond life expectancy in many cases, it seems natural that individuals turn to more desperate solutions in order to save their life or the lives of their loved ones. Poor and vulnerable individuals, often women forced by men, are lined up in countries like India and China in order to have one of their kidneys harvested. The individuals, or most likely their patriarchs, will usually be paid around $5,000. In the US, a single kidney has been known to sell for as much as $262,000 on the black market. Number 7. A white rhino horn. $300,000. Traditional Chinese medicine uses ground-up rhino horns to treat illnesses such as fever and rheumatism. The principal compound in rhino horn is keratin, which is exactly the same as what makes up fingernails. So if you believe in the healing powers of Chinese medicine, then it would be a lot cheaper to chew on your own fingernails. It would also help to prevent this barbaric trade from exterminating such a majestic creature. In Yemeni culture, daggers are traditionally given to 12-year-old boys to signify their coming of age. The handles of these daggers are often made from the ivory of rhino horns. Other cultures carve horns into highly coveted ornamental pieces. However, since 1982, rhinos have been listed as an endangered species, and all trade in their ivory is illegal. This has hugely inflated prices on the black market. Furthermore, many poachers hope to make this species entirely extinct to make the horns worth even more. How diabolical! Number 6. A Silverback Gorilla. $400,000. Gorillas are some of the most endangered species on the planet, and out of all types of gorillas, the silverback, native to the rainforest of East and Central Africa, are the most endangered of all. Catching a live silverback is not an easy task. Rangers have the legal right to shoot trespassers dead in places such as Virunga National Park or the impenetrable rainforest of West Uganda. Indeed, some tourists have actually been mistaken for poachers and shot because they decided to venture into controversial zones without permits or guides. Silverback gorillas are also incredibly strong and, while docile most of the time, can erupt with brutal temper when threatened. For all of these reasons, plus their high demand amongst private buyers, they are the most expensive live animals to be traded on the black market. Number 5. Highly enriched uranium, $500,000 per pound. Uranium is a radioactive element capable of creating nuclear-grade weapons. It is the single most restricted element on the planet because it can eliminate all known life forms except for cockroaches. In 2010, 2 Armenians were put on trial for smuggling uranium across the borders of the former Soviet Union. This led to investigations about how much is actually in circulation on the black market, and it's estimated that there could have been well over a ton on sale. Just 1 pound of uranium could kill tens of thousands of people if left in the wrong hands. However, the wrong hands would have to be highly skilled, well-funded, evil-minded nuclear physicists, because it's not that easy to turn uranium into a functioning nuclear bomb. Number 4. A Holland Deluxe double rifle, $1 million. A Holland double rifle will cost an American with a gun license around $228,000. However, once purchased, they can be sold on the black market for over 4 times that amount. Such sales have remained entirely incognito up until now, but there is no doubt that such transactions have taken place. Rich gun aficionados from all over the world have no qualms parting with such cash in order to add this handmade weapon to their collections. Each gun takes 850 hours to be made by master craftsmen. Number 3. A blood diamond, $4.3 million. The difference between a legal diamond and one sold on the black market is demarcated by international law. Most people have seen or at least heard about the film Blood Diamond starring Leonardo DiCaprio. In the film, he plays the character of a black market diamond trader. The reason the diamond he's trying to smuggle is a blood diamond is because it was found in a disputed area where unregulated militia employ methods of slavery in order to extract the precious stones. Since diamonds bought on the black market are entirely illegal and therefore difficult to resell, their value is around 10% of a legally traded diamond. The most expensive legal diamond in the world was recently sold for $43 million. By following that logic, experts estimate that extremely large blood diamonds could be sold for over $4 million. Number 2. Heroin. $350 million for 1 shipment. The largest single seizure of heroin by the DEA in 2017 was 1.5 tons. Experts believe that smugglers would rarely risk higher quantities than that in a single transaction. The street value of 1.5 tons of heroin is close to $400 million. It's also estimated that the DEA only manages to seize about 1% of all the heroin coming into the U.S. each year. As a result, it seems highly unlikely that some drug dealers have paid as much as $350 million for a single shipment of the narcotic. Number 1. Cocaine, $500 million for 1 shipment. Most people have watched Narcos at least a little bit, and they know that Pablo Escobar dies. That's not a spoiler, that's just historical, like the fact the Titanic sinks at the end, so don't be a baby if you were planning on watching it and now it seems ruined. Watch it anyway, you won't be disappointed. Nevertheless, the death of Escobar certainly didn't bring an end to one of the most lucrative items on sale on the black market. In 2017, the Colombian government seized over 12 tons of cocaine with a value of $460 million. Like heroin, this highlights the scale of such illegal operations. With less than 1% of cocaine actually being prevented from reaching its buyers, chances are as much as $500 million has changed hands for a single transaction. And Aluxers, that's the end of a terrifying list of the most expensive items on the black market. And now we have a question for you. Which item on this list made you the most horrified, and why? Let us know in the comments. And as always, for sticking with us until the end and being a true Aluxer, here's your bonus. The black market for exotic animals, living, dead, or dismembered, is estimated to be worth around $20 billion. The more conservationists do to prevent these operations, the higher prices become because the demand is still there. As a result, desperate individuals will be willing to risk their lives in order to make a quick fortune on a rhino horn or a captured gorilla. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to Alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.